am Sierra Young, and listen, they call me the mental health homegirl because I make sure that you have an authentic, relatable, and very transparent experience when it comes to mental health. Welcome to Beyond the White Couch. Hey, welcome back to Beyond the White Couch. It's your girl Sierra, and I'm super excited for you to be back in the space with me, whether you're watching this on YouTube or listening on the podcast. Super excited for you to be here. One of the things that I feel like I need to be honest with about is I struggle with consistency. It's something that I know that is going to be the determining factor of where I go in life and all of that. But the reality is it's a struggle. And I think that it's a struggle for a lot of people, right? And it's like, dang, we want something so bad, and yet we don't work consistently to get it. Why is that, right? Why is that? Well, for me, it's really getting into a space where I have to decide, where's my focus? Is my focus on building a community and a brand? Is it on my family? Is it on making money? Like, what does that look like? And some way, somehow, we try to figure out how to do it all, and we don't always get it right. And I'm guilty of that as well. I don't always get it right. Understanding the art of balance is subjective for a lot of people, right? When you think about balance, you think about a scale, and either you have two sides and it's equal on both sides, right? That's normally what we think about it with balance. But is it really that, right? Is it really that? I think that we have to understand that balance is subjective, right? What is balance for me may not be balanced for you. And so I want you to think about, as you're navigating through this week, and as you're navigating through whatever season you're in, right? Whatever season that you're in, what does balance look like for you? How are you prioritizing what matters most and where you want to go? For me, I know that balance has to be pouring into myself a little bit more. I get caught up in family, kids, business, other people, my job, all of these things, and yet I'm left with very little at the end. And so it's important for me to spend more time with me. I was heavy in a routine where I was getting up at 5:15 and working out and having breakfast and getting ready for the day. And I noticed how much more capacity I had for everything and everybody else. And then I got away from that. And so this morning I tried getting back to that, and I was able to wake up and get dressed and listen to a podcast and feel more motivated about the day. And so being very intentional about how I start the day for me, what I do to pour into me, is going to allow me to pour into other people and show up in the best capacity overall. And so I want you to take this message and listen to me clearly when I say choosing you is not selfish. We live in a world where everybody wants to think that everything and everybody needs to come before you, and that's not the case. It's not the case. I often tell my clients or people around me who are in close proximity, who have access to me, I let them know that when you decide to choose you and you do things that benefit you, that benefit only you, it automatically impacts everybody else around you, right? And so you can't settle for, oh, well, I don't have time, or I had to do this for this person. No, fill your own cup first. A lot of times people say you can't pour from an empty cup. People do it all the time. They do it all the time. You continue to pour and pour and pour, even though there may not be anything there. You continue to pour and you continue to do and show up for everybody else. And then when it's time to hold close to yourself and draw near to whatever you need, there's nothing. And a lot of times the behavior that you display to other people is not reciprocated. And while that's okay because you're not always going to get a you from you, you have to really take into account the fact that you are responsible for you first. You are responsible for filling your cup up. You're responsible for making sure you are doing the things that matter to you, are getting your self-care in, are really prioritizing creating balance. But that balance should look like you over here and everything else is over here. Will that change sometime? Absolutely. However, it's necessary for you to understand that you have to be at the top of your priority list. Otherwise, you're going to be a mess all the time. All the time. And so while I'm giving this message to you, I'm also giving this message to myself, because I am guilty of putting myself at the bottom and letting everybody else be a priority over me. And before this gets out of hand, because I've been here before, I'm choosing to say I choose me first, right? I choose me first, and everything else can wait. Everything else can come second to me being able to take care of me. And so I want you to take this message this week and really focus on choosing you and understanding that it's not selfish. Figure out what balance look like. Understand and rearrange your priorities so that you can be number one. You don't have to be second to your job, to your spouse, to your partner, to your kids, to whatever. You be first because you deserve it. And as long as you put yourself first, everything after that is going to make sense. It'll fall in line and it'll balance out the way that it's supposed to for whatever that looks like for you. I hope you have an amazing week. Tap in with me on social media. Connect with me on Instagram, on TikTok. Sign up for my website. Get on my email list. You get a free download with that. I have some really dope things coming up in the new year, and I'm super excited about that. So make sure you tap in with me, okay? And until next time, keep being dope. I am Sierra Young, and listen, they call me the mental health homegirl because I make sure that you have an authentic, relatable, and very transparent experience when it comes to mental health.